It appears, let's start the show. Well, it seems that not everything is going so well in Neverland as Kamala Harris's honeymoon phase with the media is coming to a halt. But just like they turned on Joe Biden, is this because they plan on replacing her right before the election, or is there something more nefarious at play? Vigilant News reports the New York Times turns on Kamala. Let's talk about the story, originally published by the Gateway Pundit. Well, we didn't expect this on our 2024 bingo card. The old gray lady turned on chameleon. As the New York Times turned on Kamala, well, the nation's most unpopular vice president appears to not be doing so well when it comes to the feedback. It's hard to imagine as the Times on Friday posted a hit on Kamala Harris titled, "Joy is not a strategy." Then on Monday, the New York Times published an op-ed titled, "Trump can win on character," something that must have made the leftist elites vomit in their mouths. Now, it didn't take long for the happy boost from the fantasy convention to flatline. On Monday night, former Biden Spock's Jen Psaki faced a harsh reality when Don Lemon told her that no one knows who Kamala Harris is in the swing states he visited last week. Maybe that's good news, though. The more people learn about Kamala, the less likely they are to like her or to know about her. And the Daily Mail reported that ever since President Joe Biden dropped out of the 2024 election last month, their print presses and TV networks have put in a hard shift trying to paper over Harris's past record as the most unpopular vice president in American history. To read and listen to their florid praise is to believe that Harris is already a shoo-in for president and not an 11th hour replacement as a Democratic nominee. The reliably liberal New York Times was among the first to suddenly change tack on Friday, taking aim at what many perceived to be Harris's fatal lack of clear policy with a brutal headline that read, "Joy is not a strategy." Now, it doesn't appear that people really know what Kamala Harris's track record looks like. And to explain that, individuals were asked about her, best accomplishment as vice president, considering the fact that they're voting for her. You're voting for her. You must like her. There's got to be something. Well, appears that they don't actually know.
What is Harris's biggest accomplishment to date as vice president?
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore.
She was a very good vice president.
That's an interesting question. Getting to vice president.
I have to do more research on her, honestly. I'm just glad to see a woman of color in charge for once. That's it.
I haven't followed her political career that closely.
This is a good one. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't want to do that.
Ooh, exactly that, right? It's like, well, you're voting for her, so what do you support about her? Well, the problem with this is that people don't really think with their policy. They think with their emotions. And we know that with Kamala, she was a DEI hire to begin with. She got into office where she was a senator in California, attorney general. She slept her way to the top. All right, we're not supposed to talk about that. But then on the flip side, then she gets into the vice presidency because, well, Biden said that he wanted a black woman to be his vice president. And now she might get into office, not because she was even elected or voted in by her party, but that she was just placed. And they're going to rig the election. Now, listen, obviously in all of this, you got to remember, too, that they say that cash is king. But in this Kamala economy, the Kama economy, you can be sure that under Biden, what's going on, your money's losing its value. They print as much money as they want, and then that causes inflation, and then our money just essentially loses its worth. That's why Americans aren't being foolish. They're trusting a company. It's called Goldco. I'm using it too. And the basic way this works is that they help you protect your money with a real investment in precious metals like gold and silver. It's pretty simple to get started today. Go to vnngold.com, vnngold.com. You'll learn about the top-rated precious metals company. They have over 6,000 five-star reviews, and they can help you today. My listeners, check this out. They told me today that we can get up to 10% instant match in bonus silver on qualified orders. So you make an investment, they're already going to match that investment. There's nothing better. Don't trust the fiat currency. Back up your retirement, your savings with a gold IRA, or transfer that into precious metals directly at vnngold.com. That's vnngold.com. Now, I know that we shouldn't be trusting Kamala Harris. Her track record is terrible. But Tulsi Gabbard went on Fox and said, look, don't be fooled by her laughing, cackling. This woman is a wicked witch. Watch.
I wanted to get your take on a couple of hot issues. One, this Mark Zuckerberg letter where he comes out saying, listen, admitting that the Biden-Harris administration pressured them during COVID-19 to censor, and he used the word censor COVID-19 content, said the laptop was not disinformation. What do you think of that admission?
It's coming. Well, first of all, it is what many of us have known all along. And I'm glad he had the courage to come forward and speak the truth, especially right now. And this is really important, Trace, because you have Kamala Harris, who's building her whole campaign around freedom. This is her new mantra that she's repeating. She repeated it in her debate, in her speech at the Democratic convention, that she's going to be a president who champions freedom. But the fact is, as Mark Zuckerberg just exposed, it is Harris and Joe Biden who got him and Facebook to do their dirty work in censoring our right to free speech. Once again, her words do not match her actions. So we got to turn down the volume on whatever it is she's saying and just look at her record, because that tells us the whole story about why we should not allow her in the White House.
Yeah. You're not supposed to look at what she's actually done, and you don't know what she's done, but it did turn out that she actually worked with Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg said, to censor anti-vaccine information, COVID vaccine, that is, and to control everything that happened during the scamdemic. Now, my name is Elijah Schaefer. You know that I trust this network, and you do too. So make sure that you sign up for our newsletter at vigilantnews.com, or you can also subscribe to our Rumble on our X accounts, real easy, at Vigilant News. The link's in the description. We thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you always tuning in. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.